Hey guys, Gina here. So today has been one of those days. I have been running a 3-legged race today, and the third leg was my 3-year-old toddler hanging on me all day long. So it has been quite the day. I'm so frazzled. It's close to the end of the day, and so I wanted to talk about fast food, especially because we all have these really busy lives. And in fact, my office has been remoting for the last year, but starting next week we will be going into the office a few days a week now as a way to get back into the swing of things, I guess, although I feel like I've been working even longer hours working from home anyway. But so I was thinking, crap, I have to now pack a lunch. And so with that, I was like, okay, I got to come up with my list of things because I haven't been doing this for a year. I haven't had to pack my lunch really for a whole year. And I was like, okay, I just got to remember some of the things that I've always taken in the past. And so I started thinking about how we rely on fast food. With my 3-year-old, I'm not to the soccer games yet and the baseball practices or softball or t-ball or any of that yet. And I know it's coming, and so it's going to be one of those that we're just zoom, 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 and it's just like all the time. And I'm sure you moms and dads know exactly what I'm talking about, and it doesn't get easier until after maybe college, maybe. So because I remember when I was in high school, I was always on the go, always needing to get to this game or this drama or this practice or something was going on. And I ate fast food in high school, and I really wish I hadn't. I wish I'd known about this diet then, but I know now. So hey. So I kind of wanted to talk about that because is fast food really fast? And what's interesting is that fast food is actually almost a $600 billion industry. And it's one statistic I read stated that it's expected to exceed $900 billion by the year 2027. Now, these were pre-pandemic statistics. However, I live in Texas, and what I saw is that maybe for about 2 months, people weren't going anywhere, but then after that, they felt safe going through the drive-thru. So it was still, hey, let's go through the drive-thru. And even now, when restaurants did open back up, people would just pull up to it and do curbside. Curbside's huge still. I don't know if anybody's going to restaurants now or not. I'm assuming they are because, most states have opened back up, and I know that there are some northern states that are starting to kind of close back down. So it's just been a roller coaster ride with that. I get it. But the fact is we're talking billions of dollar industry. And the ingredients in fast food is not, in my opinion, your highest choice or my highest choice. Let me put it that way. And it's full of grease and oil and sugars and, all kinds of chemical stuff I can't even pronounce. It's not food. I mean, it may be food, but it's not food, what I define as food. And so I was thinking, okay, seriously. You get into the car, you drive 4 or 5 miles to the nearest whatever. You wait in line for 10 minutes while everyone else is placing their order through the big speaker box. You pull up and you get your burger and fries and your drink and whatever else. And then you wait in line to pay, and then you get it in a bag. And then by the time you do all this, at least 30 minutes has gone by. And at least that's been my experience. I don't think I've ever gone through a drive-through faster than 15 minutes anyway. And that was like probably at a time when nobody else was trying to eat because I was getting a really late lunch or something. So if I want to give you some alternatives that are fast food, but they're whole food, plant-based, no oil, no salt, no sugar items. So that way, if you're trying to incorporate more into your life, and your life is hectic, whether you work a lot, whether you're on the road with work a lot, whether you have kids and you're having to go from this event to that event to this event, whether you're just tired at the end of the day and you don't feel like cooking for 45 minutes to make something happen. So I want to give you some items that I use, and I have found that it's very filling and very satisfying. And yeah, okay, if it were my last meal, maybe not my highest choice there, but it's stuff that I like to eat, so I don't really mind it because it's stuff that we would eat anyway. So one of the first things is, let's say I get caught somewhere and I wasn't planning on being out past lunch and everything was really bad. And so go to a grocery store, go to the produce section. You can get all kinds of whole fruit like an apple, an orange, a pear, a plum, a banana. I mean, you don't have to buy, 10 apples when you go, and you don't have to make this your grocery shopping list when you go. You can make this your fast food drive-through shopping. One of my favorite items to get is bagged salad. They have all kinds of different kinds of bagged salad now, like their spring mix, and you can get romaine, and you can get like a coleslaw type mix, and you can get like a kale mix, and you can get like broccoli sprouts mix. I mean, there's so many different varieties now that you can actually get. And so one of the things that I do is I will carry, if I think I'm going to be out and about, I will grab some salad dressing that I have made and in the refrigerator and take it with me. And when I get a chance, stop by the grocery store, grab a bagged salad, dump some salad dressing in there, start eating on my salad. It's relaxing and it's great. You can buy a cucumber, you can buy a bell pepper if you want to. And it's amazing how a plastic knife will cut through a cucumber and a bell pepper. Okay? Some really simple, if I didn't have time to pack a salad dressing because I had no clue I was going to be out, really simple recipe would be to grab an avocado and mush the avocado in there with it. If you have a chance to get a lemon, grab a lemon, squeeze some lemon in there. Otherwise, a mustard packet, those little packets of mustard, those make great salad dressings. I have squeezed a little bit of mustard, mushed up some avocado into a bagged salad and just kind of shook it around a little bit and everything, and it makes such a great last minute salad dressing. So you can be really creative with that, and you can find things like that. But if you have a little bit of foresight, because you're going to have t-ball practice or soccer practice or dance or cheer or basketball or whatever it is, then I've got a whole list of things that you can do that we actually kind of keep in our fridge anyway. So one of the things is I like to make hummus, and I actually make my hummus. I bought a Clean Blend brand blender, which is a high-speed blender, and I got it on Amazon. And I researched them because my blender died, the one I'd had for 10 years, and it was just like an Oster or something. I think I got it at Walmart or Target or something before, and it finally just bit the dust. And so because we had been doing a lot of the whole food plant-based and I wanted a high-speed blender, I wanted to be able to put some cashews in there and make a cheese sauce. But I really had trouble spending the amount of money that like a Blendtec or a Vitamix would be. Now, I have never used either the Blendtec or the Vitamix, so they may be so worth the money, but I had trouble parting with that much money for a high-speed blender. And the Clean Blend on Amazon, it's under $200, and considering that I think the Oster or the Black & Decker or whichever one I bought at Walmart or Target was around $100 like a few years ago, I felt like I'll get more use out of this one. So it was a little bit of a splurge, but my mom actually said, well, you know what, this is going to be your birthday and Christmas present wrapped into one. And she bought it for me, which I thought was a really nice gesture. And she ended up giving it to me like in September when my blender died. And so at Christmas and birthday, which ended up being December and January, I was fine not having a gift because I'd already gotten my gift and I'd already gotten so much use out of this thing. But I will link the Blendtec below in my Amazon affiliate links, so you can check it out for yourself. But I think we have been very happy with it, and it is a high speed. It gets everything really silky smooth, and so it's great. So my recipe for hummus, which I will also put in the show notes down below, is I just use a can of garbanzo beans, and I do use yellow miso. And I also use tahini, which some people don't use tahini because it's made out of sesame seeds, and technically seeds have a fat in them that's inherent in them. The tahini that I use is just tahini. It's just sesame seeds. There is no added salt, there is no added oil, there's no added sugar, there's no added anything. It's just sesame seeds. And I do use tahini in mine, and then I use lemon juice. And then I do have to put a little bit of water in it just to kind of get it to turn over in the blender. And so if you have a Vitamix or a Blendtec, you may not have to do that. But you know what? It's worth a fourth of a cup of water for me and for the better price, in my opinion. So, but again, I will put my recipe that I use in the show notes down below, so that way you have it. And yes, so I guess I do sometimes make up recipes, but so yeah, we have hummus on hand a lot. Hummus makes a great salad dressing. It's also really good for just some carrot sticks, cucumber slices, celery, broccoli, any kind of like fresh vegetable. So if I know that we're going to be out and about, I can bag up some raw veggies and take some hummus, and it's filling. I mean, I get the protein, I get the fiber, and I'm not hungry. And it keeps my blood sugar going evenly, so I don't have to worry about that. Some other really easy things are like raw nuts or even roasted nuts. You just want to watch to make sure they're not adding any sugar or salt to them. So I typically buy raw almonds, and you can roast them yourself. You can season them yourself. If you don't like to eat the raw nuts themselves, you can just like put some, a little bit of Bragg's on there with some garlic powder and onion powder and paprika, and put them in the oven at like 200 degrees for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. Keep them turning so they don't burn. Makes a really good little seasoned nut. So you can do that. You can also make a granola. And, I'm not typically a granola big eater on granola, but there's a ton of raw food, plant or whole food, plant-based, no oil, no salt, sugar granola recipes out there. And some other ideas are some dried fruit. My daughter loves dried figs, and so I keep dried figs and raisins and things like that on hand anyway, since I have a toddler. It is real simple to just grab the bag of, the little pouch of dried figs and put them in a bag, and we can have a couple of them for dessert. And it's very satisfying to the end of the meal if you just feel like you need a little bit of a sweet tooth aspect to it. So that's another really great idea. A lot of your grocery stores also will have a section in there that they have some pre-made cut up vegetables. So I'm not talking about the big veggie tray that you take to a potluck or something. I'm talking about, they're like a little, container about like yay big, and they'll have like some chopped celery or chopped onion or chopped pico or chopped watermelon or something like that. It's about a cup's worth or something. So those are also great because let's say that you're just really in the mood for some guacamole. I will buy at our local grocery store down the street from my work, I'll buy an avocado, I'll buy some of their pico, and then I'll buy some romaine lettuce leaves, and I'll mix the pico in with the mushed avocado, and I'll just put it in the lettuce leaf, and I have like guacamole in a lettuce wrap. And it's great, and it's filling, and that is a higher fat lunch, and I wouldn't do that every single day, but there's just some days you just feel like you just need that, and so there's nothing wrong with that, and it's real simple to do. And okay, so we also keep some things on hand that we make. We have 3 recipes that we really like so far, and we're still kind of exploring new cookbooks and stuff, and so we'll probably find some more to put in the mix. But these are great for hot days, and since I live in Texas, it's pretty much summer all year long except for like 4 days a year or something. And so it's nice to just have like a sandwich, and you can either do it in bread, or you can make like a lettuce wrap, or you could just put it on a bed of lettuce instead, like a dollop of it on a bed of lettuce, like a salad dressing as well. But the 3 that we really like, one of them is from the Engine 2 cookbook, and it's on page 145, and it's called Chick and Salad. And basically it's a play on chicken salad. And it contains like cabbage and garbanzo beans, and which are chickpeas, and then it's got just some other things in it. It's a really good really great recipe, and it does call for apricots, and I had trouble finding apricots at even my specialty stores, so I found some on Amazon, and I will also link to those below, so that way you can get them, because they're actually inexpensive and they are really good quality. Another one that we found is we found two of them in the China Study Cookbook. One of them is called Eggless Salad Sandwich. It's on page 169. Now, its base is tofu, and it's got some other stuff in there as well. And it does call for sea salt, and we did use miso instead. And which, again, a lot of these, even whole food plant-based cookbooks, will call for salt, and we substitute it. We take the salt out and put in what we use for salt instead, which is either the miso, the Bragg's, or the tamari. So you do what you need to do. I just don't want all that extra table salt going into my body. And then the other one is on page 178, which is called the Ocean Chickpea Salad. And it's supposed to be like a tuna salad, I guess. It calls for kelp, but I never remember to go buy it. So we've been leaving it out the last, 10 times we've made it. So, and we like it just fine without the kelp. So you can have the kelp, we're going to take the kelp out, but it's a chickpea based as well. So we keep them in like a quart-sized jar, a mason jar. And we just keep like a jar of whatever we're using that week. We just have a jar of it in the refrigerator. And I have some breads that I have found that don't have oil in them, or they're very low in, some of the ingredients I'm trying to avoid. I'm still looking for the ideal prepackaged bread. It's a work in progress, but I do like to use lettuce wraps a lot. I like to put it in celery sticks. They're great, So, so there's all different ways you can eat them. You don't have to use it as a sandwich, because I don't like to eat that many sandwiches, because I do try to not have the processed bread very often. But these are things that we'll keep in a quart jar in the refrigerator. And so when I'm ready to go to work, what I'll do is I get a little bitty jar. I use mason jars to store everything. Small footprint in the refrigerator, see-through, airtight, perfect for storing leftovers. Perfect. And inexpensive. So there you go. So I have the little small mason jars that are like a half a pint, I think. And so I'll put like enough in there to, be filling. And then I'll get a baggie with my celery or whatever else I'm going to eat with it. And so, that is one of the things that we do. We change it out, so we're not having like the chicken salad every single week or the eggless salad every single week. We do rotate it out. But these are things that it's real easy to pack up and go. If you know the soccer game is going to be on Wednesday night, on Sunday night or Monday night, whenever you have an extra 10 minutes, pack it up. You can put it in like they make these little bins that you can buy at the Dollar Tree for like 50 cents for $1 for 3 of them or whatever. And you can set the items in the bin and put it in there. It's kind of like a little drawer it makes. Or you can put it in a brown paper bag and mark Wednesday for soccer or something like that. So when you're ready to go, you grab it and you go. That is about as fast food as you can get. So, and it's healthy, and it's going to sustain you, and it's going to keep you energized, and it's going to make you feel better about yourself, because if you've been trying to change your diet and you're trying to eat healthier, and then you feel like you are powerless because all there is the drive-through, that can really create a guilt experience for people, because food is so personal. And it's one of those things that when it gets down to it, you're going to eat, whatever it is. If you were starving, I probably would eat dirt if I had to. Because we need to eat. And I pray I never have to get to that point. I really do pray I never have to just eat dirt. But, and I get it. But you don't have to fall into the fast food trap. because there are so many things. It just takes a few minutes of prep. It just takes a few minutes of thinking ahead. And, you know, I find that I make a list. I have notes inside my cabinet door of some of our go-to things, because if I'm in a bind and my brain is full and I'm just doing so many things, I can open that door and go, oh yeah, we can make that. That's fast, that's easy, everyone loves it, and we're good. And it's, you know, it's one of those things that it really does make it easier to do what you need to do. Because like I told you, if I had to, if my allergies disappeared and I wasn't allergic to all the things that I'm allergic to, I wouldn't go back to eating the standard American diet. I would stay with the whole food, plant-based, no oil, no salt, no sugar diet, because I feel so much better, even after a very, very long day of the three-legged toddler race all day long. So, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I'm definitely been chasing sunsets today, and I hope that you are finding your sunset and you're able to chase it the way you want to chase it and not being in the rugrat race that you don't want to chase it in. I just hope that you are finding relaxation in getting your vitality and your energy back. I hope that you're finding some great tips with some of the things that I'm talking about here. So I also wish you an amazing day, and I hope to see you again. So have a wonderful evening and go chase your sunset. Bye.